Al, Peter just outlined for us that, you know, it looks like Biden's trying to push talks to get underway once again, but then you get Dave Camp out there saying you can't even talk about raising taxes. And what's actually going to come out of this?
Well, if they maintain that posture, it'll be something that's cosmetic. They can't get anything that's significant and substantive and meaningful in the long run without addressing entitlements and revenues. And the Democrats will not address entitlements, and the Republicans will not address revenues. It's that simple. Dave Camp, who I like, is a very smart man. When he says the problem is simply only spending, he's just wrong. Revenues today are about 14.9% of GDP. That's at a very historic low level. They usually are about 19%. So there is both a spending and a revenue problem, and that creates a debt problem. And if they want to deal with only a small part of it, they'll end up with only a small solution.
Al, I want to play a clip here because Paul Ryan and Bill Clinton had a conversation they may or may not have known was on camera. Let's listen in.
I told, before you got here probably, I said, I'm glad we won this race in New York, but I hope the Democrats don't use it as an excuse to do nothing.
That race in New York, exactly what you and I were talking about yesterday, upstate New York election, Democrat winning in a very Republican neighborhood, essentially, and Medicare being a real divisive point and a decisive one in that election. Did it surprise you to see this leak out?
No, because I think Clinton is saying exactly what his one-time chief of staff, Erskine Bowles, has been saying. The great fear is that Republicans have drawn a line in the sand on taxes off the table, and Democrats now have this great political issue, Medicare. It decided that race in New York, despite the spin to the contrary. You saw those 5 Republican senators. They are really scared stiff about that issue. Conversely, Democrats are saying, hey, we got a great issue. Why compromise on that? And if they both hold to those positions, it means that nothing really of significance gets done. That's what Bill Clinton is reflecting in that conversation.
That push that Clinton was talking about to get the Democrats to do something seems to also contradict, though, with that other story that leaked out that President Clinton misspoke, saying, you know, if the U.S. doesn't make that August 2nd deadline in terms of coming to an agreement so we don't go beyond the debt ceiling, that it wouldn't be all that bad if we were overdrawn essentially for a few days. What do you make of that? Those 2 points seem contradictory.
I think he really did slip. It was interesting. I watched that HBO show, Too Big to Fail, the other night, and something that was actually probably less serious than falling on the debt. In October of 2008, when the House first defeated the financial rescue plan, markets went all the way to Argentina. They just tumbled. And if you have, I don't know if it's a day, I don't know if it's an hour, I don't know if it's 2 days, but if they go and it appears that they are not going to increase the debt ceiling, that the U.S. is not going to be able to pay off all of its obligations, you will see a market drop like we haven't seen in a long time, Margaret.
Now, it is a global financial system. Don't ever forget that. All right, Al Hunt, thank you so much.